maybe even a change in position where you might have more responsibilities, a slightly better pay. So I feel like a lot of you are coming into the month of February having made a very, very major decision, okay? Others of you are really thinking about, communicating, which is basically, communicating, a way where you feel like, do I disclose or divulge all the information, or do I hold something back? And then for others of you, it relates once again to a situation that you have left behind in the past, but for some reason there's still some contact or something that is not allowing one or both parties to let go of one another. So this might even be a lover, like literally a person you were romantically involved with. But I feel a lot of you have decided to take on a lot of responsibilities. And so you're coming into this month trying to find your bearing and trying to adjust to this new environment. And you're also trying to adjust to make sure that you are properly taking care of all of your responsibilities. So like I feel a little bit of a work-life balance that need work-life personal life balance, work-life home life balance that needs to be sorted out coming through for the month of February. Okay. Um, First of all, I'm going to say as well, this is a card that indicates, third party interfering in a relationship. And so if you have dealt with that in the month of January, I feel almost as if the energy, if you have dealt with that in January, I feel like the energy is going to start to clear up in the month of February. So not to worry, I feel that it is going to clear up for you, okay? So that's the energy that you come into the month of February with, or with the knowledge of, okay? And the first house deals with our rising sign, so I would urge those of you who are watching this for your sun sign, watch the sign for your rising sign as well, and then your moon sign, okay? So sun, rising, and then the moon sign. The second house deals with work, and it also deals with, finances, and it also deals with values. So in terms of your financial situation, they're saying that there's going to be a lot of contracts signed, even maybe a new job that's made available for you as a result, and you're signing contract in order to start new work. You're signing contract in terms of like finding ways to make a new source of income, or even signing something in order to either purchase something where a huge amount of your money will be devoted to that. So, for example, I see some of you are looking at options career-wise, and you might be, coming in for interviews, signing on the dotted line, and thinking about where you are going to start your next job. Others of you, I feel, might have left behind a job that might have been problematic, and so you're moving forward trying to figure out how you are supposed to, where you're supposed to look for the new job. And then others, it seems almost as if financially you are definitely linked up with another person somehow, some way. Um, so, for example, if you have recently have been engaged to, join bank accounts with, or even started, like married somebody, I feel that there is something here that indicates financially being linked up here with possibly another water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or this person right here. This can be a mother figure, or this can be a fire sign. So Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. So I feel like you are, linked up financially with another person through some type of either business contract or individual type of a contract. It looks good. It looks very, very stable, because I feel like it's almost as if you can't freely spend your money the way that that you want to. It seems almost like heavily you have to consult another person. So that's what it feels like to me. It feels like the money situation is very stable, but it seems like you don't have free control over how you spend money. And in terms of your value system, I feel like you and a partner are very much closely in align with. Okay, so some of you might have had a relationship in the past that might have been a little bit turbulent. There was a lot of chemistry, but there might have been lack of compatibility. And so you're moving into the month of February, possibly living with another person, sharing resources with another person. And you both are in very strong agreement as to how to do things. So I feel like it's really good. So this is a very good card to get. Okay, it basically means new contracts for work as well and money. Third house deals with communication. It also deals with siblings. So in the third house, we have here the Ten of Swords in the reverse position. I feel almost for some of you, it seems almost as if there is something returning back from the past that might have been very painful, and I feel like you are going to come back to interact with that energy, that person. And I do sense that there is almost like a healing that needs to take place. There's almost like a revelation that needs to happen so that you both can heal from it and that both parties can move on. So there's something here about some situation that was potentially very emotional. Like it deals with communication. It's a situation where you might not have communicated very clearly, or harsh words were being exchanged between people. And this is the month in which it is coming back for you to rectify it, for you to fix it. It doesn't mean to, reconcile to make sure everything is okay, but it basically means that you might have a second chance, and second chances, don't really come in life. So you want to take this seriously, communicate in a way where you express yourself and what you mean and what your intentions are. Because I feel like the other person, there seems to be like a deep wound. So it's almost like one person is too proud to admit something, and then the other person might not be very direct. And so there's a issues here with ego conflicts. There's issues here with like lack of clarity. Okay, so you're having a chance to communicate with another person to resolve some deep rooted conflict that might have happened in the past. And so take this opportunity very seriously, because I feel that it is very healing for you. Okay, it can heal a lot of it can resolve a lot of issues, and it can create a lot of healing for you as well. In terms of your house of siblings, I do feel if harsh words, especially, were exchanged between siblings, between people that you grew up with, I feel like that might be the person that you're going to do some healing with for this time of the month. And I do sense that it has the potential to be quite therapeutic. I'm also seeing here, if you have been holding on to something, I feel it's time to release it. Let the truth come to light so that healing can happen for all parties. Okay, healing can happen. So, for example, if you might have been involved with somebody, and somebody being being in a love triangle almost, if you were involved with somebody, and then I feel like, if you just let that information come to light, ask for forgiveness, apologize, I feel that's going to be able to help you release some guilt, release some karma. And then additionally, if you have been in a position where you might have been cheated on, okay, and that's not going to apply to all. If you have been cheated on in the past, I do feel that, expressing that forgiveness, letting the other person explain themselves, asking those questions that have been haunting you. You might act like, oh, I don't care, it's in the past now, I don't care. But I feel like some of you are still questioning some things, and some of you that might have been cheated on, I feel almost as if it really hurt your self-esteem. It's made you feel almost as if um, I wasn't good enough, so the other person chose somebody else or had somebody else on the side. And I feel like that really affected your ability to believe that you're lovable, believe that you're enough for another person. So there's going to be a lot of healing that's taking place, and initiating this conversation, I feel it's going to be really, really good for you, okay? And especially if you've been dating on the work front, and then things really came to light, and it really affected your work environment. I do sense that a lot of healing needs to take place so that you can resume your role, so that you can move on. Okay? So I feel like it can be a really transformative experience if you let it. Okay? Don't shut this energy out. Just communicate, get your point across, behave, like if you're angry about it, you have the right to answers. You have the right to, dig for questions. You have the right to quench your curiosity. If something that happened that really hurt you and that you weren't very clear about, you have the right to ask these questions. Whether or not the other person responds, I do feel that they're going to give you a good answer. I feel like at least, tell them you need closure so you can move on. Tell them you need the truth so that you can finally let it go and release it. I feel that can be healing for you and especially for the other person. But I feel more so for you, okay? Fourth house deals with family situation as well as it deals with the mother. And let me just say this, okay? I'm getting very strong energy about mother, father. And so I'm going to mention that. If it doesn't come in strongly, I'm not going to mention it, but it's coming through. There's so much about family. There's so much about, the relationships that we form. We are affected heavily by our family members. So let's just talk about this. In terms of your family situation, I feel like there's a lot of people coming and going. I feel like you might have even shifted around quite a bit within the past year. And I feel like you're feeling very, very restless. You want a place to call home. You want a place to settle down to your environment because you might not be home a lot. It's very bare minimum. It's very minimalist. It's very survivalist. So that means you might have like a mattress. You might have like a coffee table. But it doesn't feel to me like a home. It feels a little bit sterile and it feels like very minimalist. And as a water sign, and also one of the most I guess like the most homebody of all the water signs, especially, I feel that you need a lot of comfort and stability in order for you to feel good, in order for you to feel comfortable. And because the fourth house deals with your foundation, I feel some of you are not establishing the appropriate foundation. Okay? What I mean by that is I feel that you need to really come to terms with what you need to make your home environment, your apartment, your room even, um, feel welcoming, feel comfortable, because it's supposed to act as your haven. It's supposed to be the ground, provide the grounding energy to keep you still, so that you can be, so that you can think about things like where you're supposed to go. If your home environment is cluttered, if your home environment is minimalist, where it's just a place for you to come home and crash, sleep for 4 hours, and then go off to your next adventure, it's not fulfilling this deep rooted emotional need of yours. And so you're going to need to make your home a haven, a place that you can retreat to. Once that is stabilized as a water sign, once this is stabilized for you, then you can come back to it, retreat to it when life gets difficult. And then from a very firm foundation, you can then start to branch out and manifest your dreams. So foundationally, for a Cancer, your home is very, very important. The home that you grew up in, the home that you're creating for yourself, the home that you're living in now. It is really, really vital for you to make it warm, make it feel like a home, and to spend more time in it. Because I feel like for the month of February, you're shifting all over the place. And you might be so exhausted that you come home and you just sleep. And you might just have like a mattress. And you might think like, oh, I'm not going to stay here long. I'm just going to, buy a mattress. It's not going to be permanent. So I feel like you're perpetually thinking to yourself that it's not permanent. I'm not going to invest in furniture. I'm not going to invest in, making a comfortable environment. But I feel more than anything, that's what you need, because it acts as a grounding energy. And once you have that, you're going to feel rested. You're going to feel energetically rejuvenated. You're going to start to feel as if you're able to manifest. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. In terms of the mother figure, I feel like there's a conflict of interest coming through with the mother. Okay? So your mother might literally be an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Or, so that's Sun, Moon, or Rising. Or your mother, I feel like she might be somebody who's very, very emotionally detached. She might also be somebody who's like coming and going. She might be emotionally like unavailable. She's constantly in and out, or she might be in a way where she's so independent that she's not, you know, nurturing that emotional side of you. You don't feel as if you have a very strong emotional bond with her. I feel like this is indicative of, you know, a woman, because we're talking about the fourth house. This is indicative of a woman who has to do a lot in her life for survival. So her energy is very like directed. She has to take care of certain things. She's zooming about, you know, driving everywhere, dropping off children. It might be a single mother type of energy too. So I feel like some of you are in an environment where you feel almost like there's a little bit of conflict of interest regarding how you deal with her, or regarding the way that you both understand things philosophically in terms of how you both navigate life. Okay, so there's a little bit of conflict coming through with the mother figure for this month. Okay, the mother indicates your own mother in terms of in-laws and things like that. I feel like that's coming through too, but I feel more like father-in-laws. Father-in-law, maybe even value system with the in-laws might not be in alignment with yours. Okay, you might be in alignment with a partner in terms of sharing resources, but values when it comes to in-laws might be problematic. The fifth house deals with recreation, fun, and opportunities for like creativity and excitement. So, in terms of the people that you're hanging around with, we have here the Ten of Pentacles. This is kind of like rubbing elbows with, you know, the rich and famous. This is what I feel this card represents. And I feel like you have a lot of accomplished people in your field that you are hanging out with, that you're socializing with. So I feel like there's going to be some extravagant either dinners, dances, or something quite extravagant, a very extravagant venue that you're going to be going to for this month. And I feel that you're going to be rubbing elbows with the rich and famous. So that phrase did come through. What is also made available here with this card is that it indicates to me a whole family, like some type of a family business or some type of a family joint venture that is very creative. So I'm inclined to believe that. I feel some of you might be in the brewery business, and it might be a family business. And then you chip in, help out once in a while because you think it's fun. But I feel like everybody's benefiting, and there's a lot of prosperity associated with this. Okay, so I'm getting family business. I'm getting a lot of people who are in the restaurant industry where the whole family chips in. I'm also getting a lot of beauty parlors, so nail salons, hair salons, even like massage parlors, or even I'm getting some type of home-based business where everybody chips in. Everybody in the family chips in. You chip in whenever you have time. It's a very fun, exciting environment. So I feel like work might be piling on, and then you're coming to, you know, this side gig as a for fun, for relief, and I feel that you're still making money from it. So it's indicating some type of a family creative.